Good morning, everybody. This is Lindsay Huddleston with SPS Sports Psychology Solutions back in the building. Getting started another Monday Motivation. Coming off a hot weekend, 89, 90 degrees. Going to have a good day today. Going to have a great week, great month, great year, great life, right? I normally end with that. Waiting for a few people to stop in before I get started. Who we got right here? Let me guess. Good morning, Michelle Mimi Watkins. Don't worry, Michelle, I haven't said one word. Seeing you stop in. Great weekend for Miss KJ. Working hard, doing well. We're on to something. What is today's Monday motivation? What is the topic? Why shoot the breeze about it when you can be about it? Why shoot the breeze about it when you can be about it? Yeah, breeze is important. One coming off the weekend we had. Let us remember here in Michigan in particular, we had these serious different weather experiences. But I can't complain. I'm not complaining about any hot weather. But where does that come from? What am I talking about today? And this may be a little bit longer than normal, but going back to the 1996 album, it is written by Nas, my guy Nasir Jones. Off the track, Take It in Blood. I know it sounds pretty gory, but that's a banging track. And he says towards the latter part of that track, why shoot the breeze about it when you can be about it? What I want to talk about today, folks, is setting a goal and accomplishing a goal. And the reason why that line is so important to me, because years ago, right at my first Facebook experience, when I had my original Facebook page that I changed after I got married and whatnot, that's another story, but that was the line I had on there. It may even be on my Facebook page now because it was such a monumental statement, especially being a young person, having dreams and aspirations, but you're fighting between what's happening in the world right now. You're being told what you can't do. You're seeing images that say that you're one thing and you can't be another. And that speaks to actually my attire today, this USA Basketball Youth Development shirt. And I think this will be part of what's going to guide our discussion as an example of me not just shooting the breeze about it when I could be about it. And this is not to be braggadocious. I'll give that disclaimer just one time. It's just to say, here's an example of me making a commitment, and it was something I really wanted and was able to see it through and happen. As I may have told many of you guys, or you may go and look at some of my other presentations, there was a unique time in my life when I was transitioning. And I was thinking about what was the most important thing to me other than family. Obviously, when I closed my eyes, it was this symbol that came up, the USA Basketball Shield. Anybody who knows me growing up know that I was what you would call, a lifetime member at the local YMCA. We went up there to play ball. Shout out to my guy, Rico. Rest in peace, Chet Gardner. We all went up there to hoop and get it in. But, USA Basketball was a standard, even beyond the NBA, because NBA players play for USA Basketball. As I recap the story and my experience, I remember I was in corporate America. I was lobbying. I had a meeting in Atlanta, and then from there I flew to Vegas for a USA Basketball Youth Development Coaches Forum. At the time, I was still involved in politics per se. I was still lobbying, doing really well, but I knew I was getting ready to make a transition. And I always use this picture in my presentations. You probably have to get up real close to the screen and this flyer, but if you look right here at the bottom part where there's that Nike sign, you see a white female, but right above that, that's me. That's me sitting in the crowd. And the year wasn't 2016, it was 2015. I was going to the first USA Basketball Youth Coaches Academy. I think maybe Coach Calipari may have been speaking, but I was there just as a guest, if you will, just as a visitor. But then again, a year later, I was fortunate enough to be part of the speaking series. This is when it was me working as a consultant. And shout out to the face you see at the very top is Don Showalter, Coach Showalter, who invited me out. Well known. And right below is the most recent former head coach at the famed DeMatha High School in D.C., my guy, Coach Mike Jones, who's now going on to be the associate head coach at Virginia Tech. Okay, where am I going with this? I sat there in the crowd, folks, as a spectator, wanting to move forward, wanting to do more. And instead of me saying, man, I haven't coached at a high level beyond high school, man, I haven't, worked out with these guys, what's going to happen? And for a year later, me to be a speaker being paid to travel throughout the country to speak for USA Basketball and get all the gear and swag, which for me was a symbol of accomplishments, to be able to go from having this vision and shooting the breeze about this idea and being here and being part of the swag that I get, and having people like Clark Kellogg be people I share the speaker platform with, and my guy Coach Don Showwater helped me with that. And if you look in the background, you see a young Jason Tatum right there, and letting you know that. So what I'm saying is, folks, why shoot the breeze about it when you can be about it? I wear this shirt today as a reminder, because the red shirts were always held in high regard within the USA basketball culture, and for me to receive one, not the one I went and paid for, but to be part of my package when they received me as one of the speakers for USA basketball, along with the check and all those other perks that come with it. It was an example of me going from why shoot the breeze about it when you can be about it. I want to shout out my guy Reggie Austin. He just posted something this morning I saw where he actually went from talking about starting his business to just recently, a few days ago, I believe he was doing some work with NBA free agent, I want to say Troy Daniels, if I said his name correctly, but him making a reference from whence he came. And I think it was Dwayne Wade and Dwayne Wade's son, involved. And I know Dwayne Wade has been a controversial topic. We're not talking about that in that regard, but Reggie went from having this camera at those Eastern high school games to now being able to move in circles to include NBA players and others. So why shoot the breeze about it when you can be about it? What do you say, Michelle? Gear, swag, and experience. Don't forget the experience. You're right. The experience itself and what it's done for me, Michelle. You're absolutely right. So what I want to talk to you guys about is that process, okay? What is shooting the breeze? To shoot the breeze is to talk idly. Oh, yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can shoot the breeze on a summer day, out hanging out with friends. Hey, man, you hear that new song that just dropped? Or, how's your family? Just shooting the breeze. But going a little bit further, we're going to dissect these words. Idly, with no particular purpose, reason, or foundation. See, that's when we want to really pay a little attention right now. How much are you talking idly? It's cool to shoot the breeze, but is idly part of your normal day-to-day? Are you always idly with what you're doing? No particular purpose, reason, or foundation. And this chatting to be able to go back and forth. See, there's something called executive function that goes on in the brain. An executive function is the consciousness that you have, which means that you're in which means that it occurs with awareness and requires conscious attention. See, too many times we get this attitude that we can just be casual and cool with things, Right. Good morning, my good brother. Got Juan Wyndham out here. How you doing, brother? I know you out here making the rounds, doing good things. Appreciate you. You know about that, Juan. We were playing basketball. Juan was part of my experience at the YMCA with me and Rico and Chet, and the young guys were coming up to go hoop. And it was you, it was Sam, it was Big John. Man, Juan, I think you was probably the hardest foul I used to get, man. You didn't play, and then you was hard to hit. I would have to beat you up real hard, but we kept playing, and you was one of the first dudes that didn't call foul. Maybe I got that from you, so I appreciate Juan. And look at that, all these years later, we're still here to support each other with what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. I appreciate you, good brother. I appreciate you. So what I'm talking about is this consciousness. Stay with me, guys. It's so easy to be casual and go back and forth. But when we talk about this executive function of the brain, it talks about when you have to actually focus on doing something. People know when they are engaged in executive function because it becomes the center of your attention in a given moment. What's a perfect example of that? Is mental math. Perfect example. You try to multiply 13 by 17. You got to think about that. You got to write it down. As a matter of fact, I did right here. 13 times 17 is equal to 221. But during that small, short process, I had to think about some things. I had to carry the one. I had to put the zero right there. Compared to what? Compare that to what? Adding 1.1 or breathing, things that you just do naturally. So what I'm getting at, when we get from this point of setting goals and trying to achieve some goals, why shoot the breeze about it when you can be about it? You have to use that executive function. It's there. You got to use that part of your brain that focus on those type of things. And what part of that brain? That's the front part of your brain, folks, that focus on executive function. That's that pink area right there that focuses on that. You got to be conscious about it, but it's hard to be conscious in the world where everybody's telling you just to chill out. Everybody telling you to be cool. Everybody is telling you to take this social media attitude of just lay back and this go come. I want to shout out another one of the fam, big bro, Mike Harper. We called him Diop. Brother came from Ferris State. We always looked up to Mike. Mike is a great dude, doing great things, quiet, but always powerful, impactful. And he put this up at his home, him and his beautiful family. Shout out to his wife, Paula, and his two children, doing really well. Some of you guys may need to see it in the form of scripture. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed. See, you can't get caught up in everything that's happening in this world. That's Mike right there, putting it up right there. Appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you from years ago, your talents, and even now being an influencer when you don't even know it. Shout out to you and your family again. That's right. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed. See, we can't be like everybody else. Huh? Yeah. Juan, talk about that frontal lobe. You can't look at everybody else and say, well, what if I would have just said, man, I'm in politics. I'm making six figures lobbying. Man, what am I talking about, this basketball and this sports thing? Let me just sit right here. Because to be honest, man, when I started talking about going to do this and start posting about USA basketball, I had people looking at me like, huh? What are you talking about? They were naturally confused. They were like, what's going on with you, man? They just didn't get it. But that's okay, because it wasn't for them to get it. It ain't for everybody to get what you got going on. Do you understand me? It's not for everybody to embrace your dream and what you're trying to do next. It's not for everybody to embrace what move you make, and why that's important. Because if it's for everybody, I mean, you're going to be waiting on their validation. You'll be waiting on somebody who's not even connected to what you're trying to do and accomplish to sign off on what you got to do. Hell, you waiting on somebody who ain't did nothing to tell you it's okay to do it. Huh? And then how do you feel about this dream that you're pursuing? How serious are you about it? Huh? How serious are you about it? Can you look the person in the mirror and say, I really tried my hardest with this dream I'm trying to accomplish? Can you look and say, I really went hard? Huh? Or do you find more excuses than you find more solutions? Do you find more excuses or do you find more solutions? Are part of those excuses that, well, so-and-so said it wasn't a good idea? Well, so-and-so, the way they looked at me when I said that. So-and-so wasn't feeling that. Huh? Huh? Is your dream as important as walking is to this young man? Look at this visual right here. It says 9 years ago today, I was given a 1% chance to ever walk again. Now, that brother's on his feet. Now look how long it took, 9 years. What if he said, if I can't walk in a year, I'm done? And what if he said they only gave me 1%? Hell, they didn't say you never could. Now we out here fronting and talk about what we can and can't do. And this brother was strapped to a wheelchair for 9 years, and now he's able to reach a dream of walking. Huh? They talk about a black belt. Shout out to my guy, Grindhouse Marcus. I got this off his page. A black belt is a white belt who never quit. See, sometimes, guys, it's not that we can't achieve the goal. We just don't want to go through that process of what it's going to take to go from A to B, or hell, A to Z, But we need some kind of motivation sometimes. Sometimes, if you woke up determined, you'll go to sleep satisfied. Look at this brother right here. Another brother confined to a wheelchair, but he still got a dream. Better he'll knock you out. So what I'm getting at, folks, is on this world, in this world that we're traveling along, have some goals. And if you don't have any goals, that's fine. But if you dare have a dream, I'm telling you, put yourself in a position where you can achieve it. Don't let the people around you dismay you from what you can achieve and what you can get done. Believe in yourself. And if not enough people around you, maybe you need to change your circumstances, change where you are. And that's tough. That's tough when you talk about moving away from who's around you, because you get so committed to those folks that are around here, huh? A lot of y'all out here playing with it and think talking is enough. You have to commit your soul to your goal. That's right. You have to commit your soul to your goal. And some people may say, well, that's too much to commit. Well, the goal ain't that important to you. Huh? If you're not thinking about it when everyone else is asleep, then it's not going to happen. I bet that young man who was told he only had a 1% chance of walking, what do you think he thought about when he went to bed at night? What do you think he thought about when he woke up in the morning? Huh? Shout out to my guy, Dan Ringo. Dan, I know you're working on some things. I know you're about to knock that bar exam out. I know you're thinking about it 24/7. I know you was thinking about it when you was watching the fight. If you was watching the fight, because you could have been doing bar prep. See, it's not that we can't achieve things. It's that we don't commit ourselves enough to doing it. We don't allow ourselves to be transformed before we even get there. We don't allow ourselves to change our way of thinking and go from a thought of living a life in smallness and meekness as opposed to living in abundance. Huh? If you can't work on it, even when you don't get the accolades and the pats on the back or money, it's not going to happen. I say it again. If you can't work on your dream, even when you don't get the accolades, the pats on the back or the money, It's not going to happen. This is for the dream chasers. May not be for everybody. That's okay. But I know this shirt is not for everybody. You can't go just buy this shirt. You can't just order it online. Okay? What you say, Michelle? We create our limitations. You're absolutely right. We create our limitations and we form these neurological pathways in the brain I always talk about that tell us what we can't do, and is reinforced by the people we around. Hey, deliver me from somebody who say I can't do it. I need people saying, hey, you can do it, champ. I need somebody to say, okay, well, how are we going to do this? I had a brother come to me one time. He had a goal. I think he wanted to run for public office. And I'll come from the standpoint, Michelle, that I'm not going to downplay you. I say, you know what, that's going to be really difficult. And there's going to be a lot of challenges, especially when you're going out for the first time. But let's figure out a plan on how we can do it. I didn't tell him you can't do it. Get out of my face. That's not who I am. If somebody had the humility to come to me and say, Lindsay, man, I got something I want to talk to you about, I'm going to come in the frame of mind and say how I can help them. If you believe you can achieve, but the challenge is, Juan, coming where we from, and not just where we from, I shouldn't even say that. I'm not going to limit, negativity to one space and time because it's everywhere. But the challenge for a lot of people, Juan, is that they're surrounded by circumstances, people in circumstances that don't speak to them as far as going up and out. And maybe that's what they need. Maybe you got to be so locked into negativity that you have to fight to get out of that and make these different choices to get going, to be on the path you want to be on. A few more things I'm going to share, guys, before we get out of here. And I guess that final statement is still the same thing, man. If you can't work on it, even when you don't get the accolades, the pats on the back and the money, it's not going to happen. Deliver me from somebody posting on social media what they're about to do. I get it. There's a form of motivation that goes with that. But the other part of it is, man, you got to just don't set yourself up. Post and show me what you did. Go ahead and change your mentality, because I know it feels good when you post something about what you're about to do and you get those social media likes. It plays into our psychology. It plays into the endorphins in our brain. It's like getting a hug. I look at likes. Likes are really cool. But I'm trying to speak to a population right now that said, I want to go from A to B. I want to go from A to Z. I want to do something I haven't done before. I want my red USA basketball shirt. I want to be part of this unique company. I want to be involved in something that's unique and specific to what I had on my mind. Michelle, what'd you say? Providing experiences, someone helps them plan their strategy and prepare for the known obstacles. Yeah. It's not gonna be easy. That's the other thing. Some of y'all want stuff, but you say if it's hard, I don't want it. Well, what about this young man I just showed you right here? Do you think he had a plan of being in a wheelchair? You think he planned that out? See, he got met with something. Life met him with something, and he made a decision about where he was going to go with it. And it should be an inspiration to all of us. And again, shout out to my guy, Mike Harper. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed. You got to transform your thinking. You got to change something up. You got to make a move. What does Scarface say? You got, hey, we'll make a move then. Do something. So we get stuck and we don't want to, rock the boat. We don't want to make other people uncomfortable. You sitting there dying inside. But you're so worried about making somebody else uncomfortable that you sit there and wilt away. Now, am I saying, go and just, be a menace to society? Absolutely not. But I'm saying, know who you are, know what you want. And why shoot the breeze about it when you can be about it? This is Lindsay Ellison with SPS. I thank you guys for your support. I want to wish you all a great week, great life, and want you to achieve your goals. And I appreciate everyone who came on the platform today and shared some positive words. Juan, I appreciate you. You have to work for what you want. It will be hard. You will stumble, but get up and don't give up. Right. My guy, right on time. You hear that? Not just me giving positive words, but the people around me. These are the people I need to be around. You got people around you go talk like that? That's what you need. This is Lindsay Ellison with SPS. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.